Hi, this is Melissa with A Creative Journey with Melissa, and today I'm going to show you a little trick to put more pictures on your scrapbook page. One of my goals for this year is to do more scrapbooking. I love to scrapbook. Unfortunately for me, I also like to procrastinate sometimes. So in some of my children's scrapbooks, they're like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in others, there aren't any. So yes, we need to catch up. At any rate, so what I wanted to show you today is something that's really super simple and a great way to put some of the pictures that you just cannot part without putting in your scrapbooks, but you really don't have a lot of room. So I'm going to show you a super easy way to put them in your scrapbook and to make it look really cool as well. So this is actually an older page that I had put together. This is my son Austin, and there's a few little elements here that are really cool to put into your scrapbook. So what I wanted to show you, one is anytime you put a mat under a picture, whatever it is, you can make a pocket out of it. All you need to do is just adhere it on 3 sides. That's it. That's how simple it is. So if you have a mat like this one, we just put a little pocket here, and then I wrote a little love note to my son that he can pull out later. My husband still needs to do that, which thank you for the reminder. I just realized that. So I need to have him do that. And hopefully I can find the same pen so it matches. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Anyway, I mean, it'll happen, but just not with the matching pen, I'm sure. At any rate, so we also have what I wanted to show you in the first place, which is this part right here. All of these pictures are really amazing, and I wanted to show you this picture specifically. It's a pretty cool picture. I love how it just shows how he's like, oh, this is going to be great. He's so cute. He was a little bit under a month old, so that's pretty cool that we have some of these pictures to document his life and our excitement for our awesome newborn boy, who is now almost 19. Yes, that actually just came out of my mouth. My baby boy is going to be 19 in April. Okay, anyway, let's move on. So I think it's funny also that the blue actually happens to coordinate with the paper I used, and that was not planned, obviously, but knowing me, it could have been, but it wasn't in this case. So this is the cool thing about this little setup here, is you can just flip it, and you can have duplicate or double pictures. These are the awesome pictures. I'm sure he's going to be thrilled that I'm showing to all of you, but you're welcome. Anyway, this is a little picture of Christian and Austin together. He's hugging his little brother. And so yeah, I think it's really cool. Let me make sure there's no inappropriate pictures in here. Nope. We're good, because you know sometimes we have those pictures and I don't think he wants that on video, so I'm just going to make sure, yep, nothing bad here. And we got a little bit of his tushy, but you can't really see it there. But he's just so cute. Look how cute he is. Ugh, such a cute little boy. Anyway, I was very blessed to have beautiful kids. But with that, you can also, if you wanted to, instead of just putting a whole bunch of pictures here and on the back side like so, you could journal on the back of these. So that would be really cool too. Instead, I decided to just use this area right here to journal. So I'm hoping this helps you get back into scrapbooking. I'm hoping it helps me get back into scrapbooking. I really, really need to do that. There's a number of different scrapbooking ways I scrapbook. I do the pocket pages. I do a little bit more elaborate pages like this one. Some of them I just have pictures that really just invoke some type of writing or thoughts for me. So then I will just, and I think I've actually done a video on that. I did 4 pictures of Austin, and then inside I just wrote, and it's funny because if you look at it, it's all crooked writing. That's okay. It's your writing. The biggest thing is to get your writing on paper to make sure that your children can recognize it, especially nowadays. Unfortunately, we don't write enough. There's not a lot of times that we will write either in cursive or in print or whatever, and a lot of the kids nowadays don't even know how to write in cursive, which is really sad because I think it's a beautiful art. So with that, I want to show you the inside a little bit more detail so you can see. All this is a piece of paper that is folded. That's it. It is that simple. And they're just continually folded and staggered. If you've ever done a waterfall card, this is similar to what you do. And I'm actually going to show you how to do a waterfall card coming up in a future video. But this is basically the beginning of that. So it's really super easy. It's not hard at all. Do not be afraid. It is super fast, and you can get a whole bunch of pictures in here. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to show you how to do this. So with that, I'm going to put this aside. And I'm just going to simply take out my paper, and I'm going to take out some pre-cut squares here, And I'm going to use this. This is a Stampin' Up! Trimmer. I'm just going to use this actually for the, not for the trimmer part, but for the scoring part. So with that, if you want to do it this way, you can do it this way, you can do it this way. Remember, you can put this on any scrapbook. You can put this in any page. You could put this on a card if you wanted to. Whatever you wanted to do. This is just to show you a jumping off point of what things you can do. Now, a lot of us have those little pictures. The cute little pictures like the school pictures that we get, the little wallet size. Most of them will work this way too. We can do it this way or we can do it this way. I measured it the same way. I'm going to do it this way, I think. No, I think I'm going to do it this way. Just because I want to show you how it works. It is so super fast and simple. It's really not hard at all. The biggest thing you need to do is make sure that you cut the bottom page that you're starting with, or if you're using a big piece, it doesn't matter, but if you're just using something that you're going to insert into something, make sure that you measure it. Make sure it's a little bit larger than what you're going to use to put your pictures on. Make sure your pictures will fit on here as well. That's also important, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to assume that the picture is 2 3/4 inches. Actually, I think it's usually 3 inches. So I'm just going to make it this way. So we're just going to take that is the cutting blade up here that I just moved, this one. So I'm going to scoot that right up front. And then we're just going to take this little scoring blade and just score it. So that's just the scoring blade that I'm using. And we're scoring it. These are 3 inches and it is another approximately 1/4 inch. So it's 3 1/4 inches is really the measurement it looks like. So let me just make sure that that's about right. Yeah, it's about 3 1/4 inches. Okay, so we're just going to take this and we're just going to, again, score just 1/4 inch on the ends. That's it. Super simple, super fast. So I'm going to do that pretty quickly here. I want to do a few of them so you can see what it looks like when they're all lined up. You also want to make sure when you're doing this that you are able to, I'm going to turn this sideways so you can see me scoring it maybe a little bit better. That way it's a little bit more visible to you. So we're going to score it like so. And then we have, I think, 2 more. Yeah, we have 2 more. The other thing you're going to want to do, as I was saying until I interrupted myself, which I tend to do sometimes, is it's important that you make sure that once you have the total amount of paper on here, you make sure that it all fits too. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Again, this is a super easy technique to expand your scrapbooks. It may make them a little bit more full, a little bit thicker, but that's okay if you're getting what you need in there, okay? So if you can see right here, hopefully you can see it pretty well, there's a score line, okay? So what we want to do is look at that score line right there. We're just going to go ahead and score it. So, fold it where the score line is. So there we go. We're just folding that one. And we're going to do the same to this one here too. Just go along the line and score it along the line, or fold it along the line where it's scored actually. Now I'm just giving you a little example of how to do it. You can make them much larger and you would probably get a bigger effect if you used it in a larger aspect like I showed you in the other one, okay? And then we have this right here. I'm gonna fold this guy. There we go, okay. So we have 5 right here, and what you would do is you would just basically lay them flat like so, even though they're folded. But you want to make sure you fold them first, and there's a reason for that. It makes sure that you can fit it all together and that it flows nicely, okay? So we're just flattening those out a little bit, okay? Now what I mean by make sure they line up, you want to make sure that if you do it like this, that there's enough room for your entire set of pictures that you're going to be putting in there. So we have plenty of room, so that's not a problem. If you were to make this a little bit bigger and expand it a little bit more, then you would need probably a little bit larger space. If your picture was a 4x6, you would need a wider space, etc., etc. So basically, you need to make sure you accommodate for this amount of paper, and then you're going to scoot it under and continue. So make sure when you measure it out, you're not just doing, oh, I just need this and I need this and I need this. No, you actually have a little bit more room than that. You just have to stagger it, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So we're just going to take out the adhesive, and I use my ATG, which is my Scotch Advanced Tape Glider. And we're just going to, on the back of this, right on the edge, place some adhesive right there. And depending on where you want to place it on your area of scrapbooking, you can just place it right here if you'd like. And once you do that, you're just going to push it down, make sure that's done. And then you're going to flip this one over and put some adhesive on it again. That's the next one. And you're just going to continue this until you're done. But you're going to measure it and you're going to line it right up, almost butt it right up to there. And then you're going to fold it over and push down. You probably want to make sure that they're lined up a little bit because sometimes they get a little bit tweaked. But this looks pretty good to me. Okay? It may not be perfect, but you do get the point of how this will work. And I think that you'll quite enjoy the outcome once we get this thing going, okay? And you want to make sure you try to line it up on the sides too so that it looks the same. This one's a little bit crooked. I'm going to fix this one a little bit. It needs to be turned a little bit. There we go. Okay, that's better. Actually, it doesn't want to. Let me see if I can pull that up a little bit and we'll turn it around. I'm going to pull it up a little and move it just a little bit up further. There we go. That's better. Okay. There, that lines up a little bit better, okay? So that's where you get the little flipping. You gotta make sure you really push down and make sure that it enables it to flip pretty well. So it's like a little flip book, if you will. You see how that works? Now once you have the weight of the paper or you have the weight of the pictures on here, it'll flip much easier. The smaller the paper, the smaller the picture, the less dramatic it will be, like the other one that I showed you that I have already done. So I'm just gonna show you this real quick. We're just gonna add that 2 more pieces on here. And you can put it in like that, or if you wanted to, you could line it up like this, up at an angle. And then that way you can also make sure that it folds into it pretty well, okay? Now I'm doing this pretty fast. If I was doing this for an actual project, I would make sure that they all lined up much better and make sure that they folded much better. And also, there we go. I would make sure that they lined up like this before I stuck it down, okay? Now this seems to be that this little picture, this little piece of paper right here does not want to work with me today. So let me see if I can pull it off gently and maybe redo it. Sometimes that happens. It doesn't like me today, and that's okay. Sometimes I don't like it, right? Sometimes there's those days, right? So let's see here. I'm going to try to took off some of the paper with it and try to put some more adhesive down on top of that. And then what I'm going to do is try to, like I did before I place the adhesive on, I'm going to try to line it up first. Make sure I line it up a little bit better to that one right there. And then scoot it back a little bit so that it lines up. Oh, that's better. That's much better. Okay. So we have that lined up to that piece of paper, and that looks better. I think, truthfully, that the pieces of paper are a little bit crooked. I think that's what I did. So I apologize for my error there. But you do get the idea of what that looks like. Pretty neat, huh? And if you wanted to do this inside a pocket page book, you could put this on the outside of it if you wanted to. Or you could cut out a little piece of it and have it, when you open it, the top of that pocket page comes with it, so that's how you would utilize and how you would work on making sure that you can make it an interactive page without worrying about it not being accessible inside the pocket. You can actually take the pocket and cut it out and then put a little glue dot and stick it on there so it does work with you. So it'd be like this, okay? So that's it. All you gotta do is just basically butt it up, fold, butt it up, fold, butt it up, fold. Sounds like a good song, right? So we have that there. I hope this really inspires you. And I do want to show you one other page that I did so that you can see the difference in whether you do it horizontally or vertically. So I'm going to scoot this aside. And we also have this page here that I did. This was the first time that Austin was in snow. And so this will basically show you right here. And here you'll see I didn't write anything on the back. I just used it for the effect of the picture and how he started to eat the snow. I just loved it. It was so cute. He wasn't real sure about it either. It was kind of funny. So that's kind of cute. And it was cold. We were actually driving from here to San Francisco at the time. And this little face, I think, says it all. Look at that cute little face. He's like, I'm not sure about this stuff. What do you think? Isn't that cute? So anyway, so that's how this one actually flips up. It goes like this. So it's just, instead of doing this, on the other one we did this. It's the same thing. Same exact premise. So I hope that this inspires you to put in maybe a little bit of more interaction with your scrapbooks, whether it be a waterfall effect or it would be something like a little pocket so you can send some little love notes, things like that. I think it really ups our game and really shows us how we can add to our scrapbooks and how we can put little notes into our scrapbooks for future generations when they enjoy them too. So I do hope you enjoyed this idea today. I hope that you incorporate it into your scrapbooks, and I also hope that you enjoyed going on a creative journey with Melissa. Please be sure to check out our website at www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com or www.acjwm.com. I want to make sure that you know that if you subscribe to our YouTube channel and to our blog/email, you are entered to win every week something that we give away. Most weeks we give something away, and if we do give something away, you will be entered into it as long as you stay subscribed. And make sure you check it out. We will not be doing a video, I believe, for the next 2 weeks because unfortunately I will be off for business, but I do hope you do check out what the fantastic things that we have in previous times so that we can keep you getting creative and making sure that we inspire you while we're not actually creating new live material for you. So thank you so much for joining us, and please be sure again to check out our website at www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com, and thank you so much for going on a creative journey with Melissa. Have a great week. Bye-bye.